Hello everyone, and welcome to the Wizard Merlin Incorporated Divisional OSHA Safety Meeting. Now, I know some of you are wondering why are we having this meeting, so I just wanted to go over really quick, why is this meeting important? Why is OSHA important? Why is safety important? I just want you to think about this really quick. These are your coworkers that you're thinking about, but most importantly, you need to think about yourself in this situation because I'm sure many of you have friends and families out there that care for you, and I hope you care for them as well. And if you do care for them, then I want you to consider this. I want you to think about this as a way to make sure that you go home at the end of the day, that no one misses you, and that we can all, protect each other. I want you to look out for the guy next to you too. Oh, thanks for joining us, Axel. Now, anyways, back to what I was saying here. Now let's just touch on one more thing before we get off into our groups here. That's going to be our 4 fatal hazards. I want everyone to keep an eye out for these, okay? The first one's going to be falls, okay? So make sure you use your fall protection. We have electrical hazards. We personally in the wizarding company here don't have too many of those, but there are a few. Keep an eye out for those shock spells. All right, and then we also have caught in between and struck by hazards. Now we do have a hierarchy of controls in order to prevent some of these hazards here. Now the least effective control in this hierarchy is going to be your personal protective equipment. All right, now the second least effective is going to be administrative controls. Now that's going to be like the way we work here, okay? So we're going to be changing those up a little bit. The next control here is going to be engineering controls. That's going to be isolating everyone from the hazard as much as we can, okay? All right, and then we have substitution. So we'll try to replace the hazard, okay? And the next thing is going to be the most effective prevention for hazards here, which is elimination of the hazard. Physically remove the hazard. Now, let's break it down a little bit further, and let's get into our separate divisions here. So, Josh, your division here is going to be the Instantaneous Deliveries Division, if I'm correct. So you know your standards here. We're going to have a lot of instantaneous travel with our blink spells. Now the blink spell, as we all know, is instantaneous travel, basically faster than light travel, from one point to another. So that's going to cause a lot of issues if you don't have your protective gear. So you're going to need your steel-toed running shoes, your wind blast suits. I prefer we all wear full face helmets here, safety goggles underneath those with respirators to protect us, our breathing and our vision, as well as our hearing, because it is very loud when you travel from one point to another. To be exact, the decibels for this job here is going to be about 100 decibels there, so that'll only allow you to work for about 2 hours under these conditions. Now I want you to remember the reason this is important is because noise can cause temporary or permanent hearing loss. Now that can cause misunderstandings and missing safety warnings, which would be very bad on our work sites here, okay? Now, hair-like cells in the inner ear are flattened by these noises, high noise levels, and over time they can become injured. We don't want any of that here. Now, since the noise levels are going to be so high, Josh, I'm going to have you and your men wear ear muffs, okay? And those ear muffs, they must be sealed against your head, okay? Clean these things with warm, soapy water and then rinse them, too. But enough about hearing. I had actually skipped over a couple things, such as the gloves that we're going to be wearing for this job here, as well as our wind blast suit. Now, all of these things combined, put together, are going to give you a full head-to-toe protection from winds, bugs, and hopefully a little more protection for when you have, struck by collisions with parked cars and buildings. We don't want any of that, but that's why the equipment's there. So please respect it, take care of it, and use it every time. Now, being in outdoor conditions and putting a lot of physical exertion out this is going to cause some likelihood for heat stress. Okay, guys. Now, heat stress is very likely in this situation because there's going to be, high temperatures and humidities in some locations. There's going to be the high physical exertion and low to no air circulation because you are going to be wearing that respirator there. So that's a very bad equation for heat stress. So keep an eye on your hydration levels because sweating is going to deplete the water in your body. Then your body's cell salt balance becomes unbalanced and disrupted there. And the high humidity is going to reduce your sweat evaporation. Plus, you're going to be wearing that suit. So, we need to keep an eye there. Now, at 103 degrees, your body starts to fail. And remember, this is very important because the EPA has stated that over 4,000 people die each year from heat stress. In 1980 alone, 1,700 people died from heat stress. So, all in all, my point here is just that really take care of yourself, guys. If you feel the effects of heat stress or heat exhaustion, stop what you're doing, let a supervisor know, and we'll take care of you. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do I know if I have heat exhaustion? Well, some of the symptoms for that are going to be heavy sweating, you're going to be pale, tired, maybe have some nausea, a headache, blurred vision, dizziness, or even fainting. Now, heat stroke, it's a little different. You're going to be at 103 degrees or higher. Your skin's going to be hot to the touch. You're not going to be sweating. You're going to have hot, dry, red skin, throbbing headaches, more dizziness, nausea, vomiting, fainting, and even shock. And now, since you guys are going to be heads of the divisions, you might be asking, what if someone comes up to me and has heat exhaustion? Well, I need you guys to move the victim to a cooler location and fan air over them. Wet the person with the cool, not cold, a cool water because it could cause shock. And that person, they should not continue to work. All right, just let them have some time off right now because their health is more important to us, okay? And they should not be released or left alone during this time until they're cooled down for at least 30 minutes. All right, guys, we're actually running a little short on time here, so I'm just gonna go through the rest of your divisions really quick, cover the basics, okay? So the first thing we're gonna have here is Matt. You're gonna be the head of the Fireball Division, okay? So you guys are gonna be working on fireball spells. According to 1926-150, we're going to have some fire protection. Now, this is just for all of our safety here. So that includes, access to water. We're going to need some portable fire extinguishers, and we're going to need to try to prevent our fires as much as possible. So, keeping flammable things away from the fireballs. All right, and our next division. Yes, David. Okay, so you're going to be in charge of our division of necromantic excavations. So you're going to be digging up corpses. I know it sounds a little extreme, but don't worry, we won't be raising them till later, so they will cause no harm. But the thing that we do have to look out for here is our excavation safety, okay? Now, luckily for these excavations, they are going to be in type B soil because they have been recently excavated or previously disturbed, because we had to put them in the ground first. But in any case, that just means that we're going to have to dig these slopes for these excavations on the side there. They're going to be at 45 degrees. They're going to be a 1-to-1 slope here. So if it's a 1 foot depth, I want you to dig 1 foot out, okay? That's going to give us a nice 45-degree angle. All right, then really quickly, our last division that we're going to be touching on today, I'm sorry we haven't gotten to everyone yet. So our last division today is going to be our librarians. I know, really dangerous, right? But you guys are going to be working on ladders here, so we do have some safety protocols for those. Now, who was in charge of this division here? It was Jason. All right, awesome. Jason. So I just want to make sure that you know that the ladders are going to be under 1926 1053, and that's just going to have some standards like no loads higher than the ladder can hold on the ladder. So don't be taking up boxes of books up the ladder. Try to be safe. Just take them one at a time. It's really not that high of a distance. It's only 200 feet. Um, but don't worry, we do have cages for these ladders as well. So that brings us to the conclusion for today. I'd like to thank you all for being here. I'm sorry that I ran a little bit over time here, but we all have to be safe. But it's better to be safe than sorry, and I'd just like to keep that in mind. But yeah, have a good day at work today, guys. I'll see you all around probably next month. All right, have a good night.